Hello everybody and welcome back to On Point HQ, and I've decided to do the second Waffen SS painting camouflage video. I will link to the previous two videos in the description of this video below, but I was quite happy with how my previous efforts turned out, given that I thought it was going to end up looking like a complete dog's dinner. So the previous one was painted in a sort of concoction of plain tree and P dot camouflage. So I decided to try the autumn camouflage. This is kind of a brown scheme, browns, oranges, very light colours. I've decided to do that. Now what I'm going to do is the same sort of format as the previous video, where I'm going to talk through. It's just stage by stage rather than a sort of a live painting tutorial. So without further ado, let's start this. So this is the chap I'm going to be painting. Again, just a plastic SS trooper from Warlord Games. No kit bashing, no conversions, no changing in any way, shape, form or description. Just a bog standard trooper. So it's already been primed, and I've already put a base coat down on the tunic. And as with the previous video, I have used Citadel's Baneblade Brown as the base for the tunic. So what am I going to use for the other colours now? I've actually thought quite a bit about this, and I've been through my paints, and I think I've come up with the two colours that I think are going to work best. So first of all, I'm going to use this, which is German camo black brown. It's from the Panzer series by Vallejo. It's a really dark brown colour. So I'm going to use this as the sort of the first layer of what I like to call splodges. So it's going to be the irregular pattern. It's going to be applied to the tunic or the smock here, and I'm going to be using German camo beige, German camo black brown for that. Excuse me. For the second layer, I'm going to use Vallejo orange brown. Now, as with the previous one, what I aim to do with this is paint it over the top of the darker brown colour, and also apply dots and spots using both colours just to break it up and give it that kind of distinctive patterned camouflage. So that is the plan. Is it going to work? I don't know. It seemed to go okay for the last video. So what I'm going to do now is go away, use the darker brown to apply the irregular markings, and I'll come back and I will show you what I've done. So I shall see you all in a little bit. Okay, welcome back, and that is the first stage completed. So like with the previous video, all I've done is I've used that darker colour to go in and put a series of irregular patterns, and also again I've used a blunted cocktail stick just to add those kind of the circular areas of pattern. What I learned from doing the previous one as well was that I initially probably left too much of the base coat, so the Baneblade brown showing. So I've learnt my lesson with that. So I've covered this quite heavily with the first coat of the darker brown colour. So the next stage, like I mentioned before, is to go in with orange brown. It's quite a bright stark colour, that. And what I'm going to do is just work it over the top, not completely cover the original brown, but work it over the top. Again with irregular patterns, and likewise, like I did with this brown, is use the blunted cocktail stick again just to apply more of those circular clusters of dots around the uniform. Once that is done, I'll then apply a couple of dark washes over that, and then we'll see what happens. But the next stage will be the application of the orange brown to the upper parts of this pattern. So I shall see you all in a little bit. Hello and welcome back, and that is the next stage completed. So as you can see, I've used the orange brown to go over the irregular darker brown colour that I put on initially, and then I've used the same orange brown, but I went in again with a darker brown, the German camo black brown, with dots and sort of irregular splodges across it, just to fill in where there was too much of the original smock colour coming through. I think I'd left a bit too much of that coming through originally, but that I'm not 100% happy with the way it's turned out. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's not how I envisaged it to be. But I have to keep telling myself it's 28mm at that scale. It doesn't need to be 100% accurate. But I'm going to persevere. So the next stage will be to add 2 washes to the smock. It's going to be, first of all, a wash of Agrax Earthshade. Then once that is dry, a wash of Athonian Camo Shade. These are the 2 that I used on the previous camouflage attempt. And hopefully that will improve this slightly. But I'm going to go away and do that, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like then. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so that is well, I only applied the 1 wash. I just used Agrax Earthshade. I chose not to use the Athonian Camo Shade, given that it's a predominantly green wash. I don't think we'll do this any favours, so I just stuck with the one liberal coat of Agrax Earthshade. Now, when I painted the last one, I did the same thing. It really brings the colours down. So it's just a case of going back in and applying some sort of brighter colours. Now, I started off using the orange brown. Just went in and picked out some of the previous orange brown that had been applied that had been dulled slightly, and then went in and applied a few dots. This time it's just using the tip of a 000 paintbrush for it. It's a bit more control. At that point, I was like, yeah, I could probably finish it here. But as I did with the previous one with the P dot camouflage, I went for areas that were a lot brighter. And I did this just by applying Vallejo Dark Flesh to the orange brown. It's like kind of a 50-50 mix. And I didn't use it across the entire model, as you can see. It's just in little clusters across the smock, and it just gives it a bit more brightness. It actually came out quite dark, this. So I think just by applying those lighter areas, it just gives it a bit more in the way of definition. But for me, that's the smock fully completed. It's not exactly how I I thought it was going to turn out, but I'll live with that. I'm happy with that. It's simple, it was fast, and it will certainly, like I keep saying, it will do a job. I mean, when that's on a tail from 3 feet away, you're going to recognise that straight away as Waffen SS camouflage. Right, just to finish off the video, what I'm going to do is go away and paint the rest of the figure. Come back and show you what it looks like with a bit of reference for the camouflage. So I shall see you when I finish the miniature. So see you soon. Hello and welcome back to the last stage, and that is the completed figure. So I've finished the I mean, obviously not the basing, that's going to come at a later stage, but that is the fully completed figure. So I hope we can get a better look at the camouflage pattern there. Like I said, it's nowhere near accurate. It really isn't. But as I keep banging on about, from 3 feet away, it's gonna look like Waffen SS camouflage, isn't it? I think showing it against the rest of the completed uniform really does set it off. And these are great. These are actually plastic SS Troopers from the Warlord Games plastic box, and it's a fantastic plastic set. That one of the best I've ever worked with. Just so good, so crisp, just clean sculpts, excellent choice of options and accessories, great poses. This is no exception, but that is a fully completed figure. And what I like about it is it didn't take much time That's all. To just, I mean, I know I was painting one figure, and I normally batch paint, so this probably did feel quite quick to me. But there wasn't hours of meticulous work. It was always thinking about that 3 foot rule. What's it going to look like from 3 feet away? And I think it's going to do a job. I'm actually quite pleased. I'll be honest, earlier on in the process I was thinking this is going to be absolute garbage. I just didn't like it at all. But no, I'm quite made up with that. Not a bad hour or so work. What I would say though, and I was asked this the other day in the comments section on the previous video about actually painting the P dot and the plane tree, about what advice I would give to painting this. Now, I'm probably the last person for painting camouflage advice. What I would say is have a go. Absolutely have a go. I was put off for ages in attempting something like this, and like I said, my previous ones are quite dull. I think actually it was the cheating way that I did that, and I think these are ultimately more superior to the ones that I've previously got. So yes, I think I'll definitely be doing a platoon of SS painted up like this. Well, that's my experiment finished. If you've got any comments or questions about this or gaming in general, leave them down below. Also in the description of the video you'll find a link to our new Facebook group, so feel free to wander along and join us in some lovely wargaming and painting chat. As always, thanks for watching, do take care, may your dice roll well, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So bye bye for now.